Hello again. My name's Lindsay Kennard, and tonight I'm going to read Tam O'Shanter, a tale by Robert Burns, first published in 1791. Of brownies and bogles full is this book. When Chapman billies leave the street, and Ruthie neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tack the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy, and getting full and unco happy, we think no on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, water slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, where sits our sulky sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth found honest Tam O'Shanter, as he frae airy night did canter, the old air, wham ne'er a town surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. Oh, Tam, hadst thou but been sae wise as ta'en thy ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee weel thou was a skellum, a blethering, blustering, drunken blellum, that frae November till October, market day thou wasna sober, that like Melder with the miller, thou sat as lang as thou had siller, and every neg was caught a shoe on, the smith and thee got roaring foo on, that at the Lord's house, even on Sunday, thou drank with Captain Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon, or catched wi' warlocks in the muck by Alloway's old haunted kirk. Oh, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how many counsels sweet, how many lengthened sage advices the husband frae the wife despises. But to our tale. Market night, Tam had got planted unco right, fast by an ingle, blazing finely, with reaming swats that drank divinely. And at his elbow, Suitor Johnny, his ancient, trusty, Ruthie crony. Tom loved him like a very brother, they had been fou for weeks together. As night drave on with sang and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better, the landlady and Tam grew gracious with secret favours, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without might rear and rustle, Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Care, mad to see a man sae happy, and drowned himself among the nappy. As bees flee hame with lades of treasure, the minutes wing their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread. You seize the flower, the bloom is shed. Or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis race, that flit ere ye can point their place. Or like the rainbow's lovely form, vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time or tide. The hour approaches, Tam mun ride. That hour, o night's black arch, the keystane, that dreary hour, Tam mounts his beast in, and sick a night he takes the road in, as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twould blown its last, the rattling showers rose on the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand, the devil had business on his hands. Weel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, while holding fast his gid blue bonnet, whilst crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round with prudent cares, lest bowls catch him unawares. Cargalloway was drawing nigh, where guests and owlets nightly cry. By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snow the chapmen smored, and past the Bucks and Meeklestane, where drunken Charlie Braxneck bane, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters fanned the murdered bairn, and near the thorn aboon the well, where Mungo's mither hanged hersel. Before him Doon pours all his floods, the doubling storm roars through the woods, the lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll, when glimmering through the groaning trees, Cargalloway seemed in a blaze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou can make us scorn. With tipney, we fear nae evil, wi' Usquebaugh we'll face the devil. The Swats say reamed in Tammy's noddle, fair play he cared na deals out boddle. But Maggie stood right sair astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished she ventured forward on the light, and wow, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cotillion Brent knew frae France, but hornpipes, jigs, traspays and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape o' beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large, to gie the music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gat them skirl, till roof and rafters a did dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses that showed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip slight, each in its cold hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the holy table a murderer's banes in gibbet airns, twa spanlang wee unchristened bairns, a thief new gutted from a frae a rape, wi' his last gasp his gab did gape, 5 tomahawks wi' blood red rusted, 5 scimitars wi' murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son o' life bereft, the grey hairs yet stuck to the heft, wi' mair o' horrible and awful, which even to name would be unlawful. 3 lawyers' tongues turned inside out, wi' lies seemed like a beggar's clout. 3 priests' hearts rotten, black as muck, lay stinking vile in every nook. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they click it, to ilka carl and swat and reek it, and cost her duddies to the work, and link it at it in her sark. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens, a' plump and strapping in their teens, their sarks, instead of creasy flannin, been snow-white 1700 linen, their breeks of mine, my only pair that once were plush o' good blue hair, I would have gained them off my birdies for ae blink o' the bonny birdies. But withered beldams old and droll, rigged withy haggies with speen a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock, I wonder didn't they turn the stomach. But Tam kenned what was what fu brawly. There was aye winsome wench in Whalley, that night enlisted in the corps, lang after kenned on Garrick shore. Her cutty sark o' paisley harn, that while a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty, it was her best, and she was vaunty. Ha! Little kenned thy reverend granny, that sark she coffed for her wee nanny, with 2 Scots, 'twas all her riches, would ever grace a dance or witches. But here my muse her wing maun cour, sic flights are far beyond her power. To sing how Nanny Lappin sang, a simple jade she was and strang, and how Tam stood like unbewitched, and thought his very een enriched. Even Satan glowered, and fidged fu fain, and hotched and blew wi' might and main, till first I caper sign another, Tam tint his reason altogether, and roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark. And scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied. As bees biz out with angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their dykes, as open pussy's mortal foes, when pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd, when catch the thief resounds aloud, so Maggie runs, the witches follow, with money and eldritch screech and hollow. Ah Tam, thou'll get thy fare in hell, they'll roast thee like a herring. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming, Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the keystane of the brig. There at them thy tail may toss, a running stream they dare not cross. But ere the keystane she could make, the fainter tail she had to shake, for Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle, a spring brought off her master hale, and left behind her ain grey tail. The carlin caught her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, wha this tale of truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son take heed. Whene'er to drink you are inclined, or Cutty Sarks run in your mind, think, ye may buy the joys o'er dear, remember Tam o' Shanter's mare.